Sorry about that, guys. I really apologize. I didn't think it would take that long, and I was on the phone with the insurance company. I called them at like 15:03. I'm thinking this call will go quickly. I just had to make a payment, and I don't know if you've ever done this, but sometimes when you call a call center, they do like to talk to you for a period of time. So just to let you know, that's what happened. Who's betting AD is crapping his pants? Why? What happened, Jenny Morris? How is everybody today? Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Um, how you guys doing? Sorry I'm late. Braun's going to need to lie down after this. Well, no, what happened is, Abby, is I got an email today that said my car insurance had been canceled. And I was like, what? And so I called them to find out what happened, and they said my payment had been returned. And I said, well, something's wrong here. And anyways, I called my bank, and what had happened was there was some kind of security issue. They declined the payment because of something looked wrong about. I don't know if something was entered wrong or it was tried too many times, but I got it straightened out. So I am driving with insurance, and it's just always something every day to aggravate you. It really is. Hope you guys are having a great Friday. I will be back on later tonight. Also, I just wanted to come on early for my. If I say UK, people in Scotland and Ireland and things like that, they get upset with me. So other countries besides the country I'm in, I came on early to. You all guys always ask me to. I don't know why you want to look at this mug, but I'm here in the flesh. It's me, the armpit detective. And I might have missed your comment, JoJo. What did? Let me go back and see. What is AD crapping his pants for? Yeah, I don't see you. I didn't see you ever answer. What did he do? I will be in bed later. It's 10:30 now. So you're what, 7 hours ahead of us. England. Well, I'm a little confused. I'm kind of country stupid, guys. Don't get me wrong. I admit when I'm dumb about something. And isn't the UK England? I'm just curious. I always thought that. I might be wrong. You can tell I never paid attention in geography in school, obviously. Yes, Abby, I love you guys just the same as my US peeps. Oh, with the CC scandal. I don't know. He said last night that there's going to be 6 channels struck for monetization, and I've been looking all day to see if that happened. And from what it looks like right now, it doesn't look like I've been demonetized. Still getting comments. Let me look at my videos to see, because if I look at my videos, they'll have a little green money symbol. Yep, still monetized. Don't see anything wrong there. Is the little I'm on StreamYard, so I can't see it. Is the little money symbol still down there below the chat box? Okay, cool. So I'm still rolling as of right now. I know Jacko 57. I'm shivering up my ass is what I'm doing. I'm scared to death. I've got shivers up the crack of my ass. Look, guys, I'm starting to get gray in my beard. I noticed that last night, and I had to go look. I've got a lot of gray in my hair, a lot. Like when it's dry, you can't really see it on the camera. But when I look in the mirror and I don't have any like gel or any kind of Brill cream or anything like that in my listen to Anna Braun, I have something to tell you. Okay, do you want to email me or you want to tell me in here? Sorry, guys. A lot of times when I get talking, I'm looking at the camera and I'm not looking at the chat box, so I apologize for that. I'm sorry. No, Jody LV, I'm not using that just for men. I kind of actually like the gray in mine. A lot of the ladies like the gray. That's what they tell me. I don't know. No, the gray is from a 13-year-old daughter that thinks I'm made out of money. Money grows on trees. Anna, how are you going to tell me, hon? You going to email me, or are you going to tell me in here? How's it going to go down? You feel me? Uh-oh, Anthony Savage coming in with a $2 pound. I think that ends up being like $3 in U.S. funds. I'm not sure, actually. And the chat is moving fast, so I told her about 80. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Maybe we can get something done. Well, hello, it's me. And I don't know if okay, I'm reading it now. I read it out loud. I don't know about that. It's me. I definitely don't feel like a stud anymore. I felt like a stud when I was in my 20s and my late teens. But um, Jan, calm down, honey. Take the caps lock off. I can see it. Sometimes I'm looking at the screen. I read what she said. She knew someone that knew Shanann and the kids, and she's going to talk to Frank, and they want him to shut down. Yeah, I seen it. I read it out. Infinite beauty. That's exactly what my daughter says when I tell her money doesn't grow on trees. She says, well, money's made out of paper and paper comes from trees, so technically it does. And I'm like, technically, shut your mouth. She always says technically about stuff. She's in a stage where it's technically about everything. Do as you're told, Braun. I'm very submissive, but I can be dominant too. Just FYI. Jan 984 is busting a caps lock on me. Hey, Braun, I watch a lot of U.S. politics. What's your take on gun control? Ian, the state I'm in, we are very pro-gun. On average, in my state, this is just statistically, on average, each person in Kentucky owns 4 guns. Now, that's not necessarily true because a lot of people have 0 guns, but then you got to figure in that some guy that collects and stuff has 60 guns. So statistically, in our state, we're a pro-gun state. I own firearms. I am concealed carry deadly weapon certified. I have a license to carry. I'll actually show it to you guys. It's pretty cool. I'll cover up my address with my finger. I'll cover up all my important information and show you guys because it's pretty cool looking. When I first got this, I loved it. And right, look, I went and paid for this. You have to pay to get your concealed carry, or you used to in Kentucky. Now check this shit out, guys. You used to have to pay. It cost you $60 to apply, just to fill out an application. It was $60. Then you had to go take a course, and that cost $120. You had to go to a gun range and actually show them that you can shoot. You have to hit the target so many times, just things like that. But anyway, I paid for this, and in the end, it ended up costing me like $240 to final cost to get it. It's just a card, like a license. And right after I got this, I mean, not even 6 months, they passed it in the state that you can now conceal carry without a license. Now, it's good that I still have mine for the fact if I go to another state that accepts Kentucky's open concealed carry license, then I'm okay. But in the state of Kentucky, if you're legally allowed to buy a firearm, you are legally allowed to carry it concealed. The thing about that is, and the reason I'm talking about this, guys, is someone in the chat, Ian, was asking me my thoughts on gun control. So I myself am pro gun. I have a gun. There's in Kentucky, and it's not so bad here lately, but we was having a lot of home invasions where people was hooked on pills and opiates, and they just bust your door down in the middle of the night. And so I do have a firearm. I have the right to carry conceally, but I'll cover up. Check that sucker out. Who's that good looking guy? Commonwealth of Kentucky. Conceal deadly weapons license. So I can have nunchucks. What do they call them? Those things you put on brass knuckles. I can have any deadly weapon concealed on me at any time. So let me ask you this, Ian, since you asked me about my opinion. What is your stance on it, if you don't mind me asking? Jody LV says, I had a home invasion in 2016 and I wish I had been allowed to defend myself. Even pepper spray is illegal in UK at Braun Moxley. That is scary. There's a video on YouTube that is very it's a woman from Texas, actually, the state of Texas. And she had a firearm and she wasn't allowed to carry it concealed. So she had left it in the car. And her mom, and her dad went in a restaurant to eat. And someone came in with a firearm and opened up fire on everyone in the restaurant. I don't know if it was a robbery where they just planned on killing everyone. But anyway, she lived, and her mom and dad was killed in this with these gunshots. They actually like walked over top of her dad. She was pretending to be dead. That's how she survived. And she seen them walk over her dad and just shoot him over top of him. I guess because he was trying to crawl away, so they knew he was still alive. She was playing dead. So, anyways, she goes before, I guess, like the state Senate in Texas, or the body of legislature, whoever makes the laws in Texas. And if you can go on YouTube and watch this video, just type Texas woman gun law or something like that, and it will come up. And you need to listen to this woman, because she really tells those lawmakers that day how it is and how it should be. And I got to talking to Ian, so if you answered, let me scroll back and see if you did. I apologize. When I get talking, I'm not really looking at the chat, and I apologize for that. Okay, I didn't see anything, Ian, so if you did, I didn't see it. Pitbull Sleuth says you have to kill each other to feel safe is very, very sad. Glad I live in the UK. Well, it's like this, Pitbull, and listen before you just take that stance. I'm open minded too. I respect your opinion on that, but it's not. Nobody sets out to kill anybody. Don't get us wrong. It's not the way it is. But if you're laying in your bed and your family is in the house, and someone busts your door down, you have the right to protect your family. Because if someone busts your door down, they're not there to visit with you and just chat. Trust me. So that is the reason I have a firearm. So just think about my point of view on it. I'm looking at yours, and I understand that there is a lot of cities in the U.S. where people are killing each other. And the sad thing about that is these towns that this happens in is the towns with the most gun laws in the U.S. Chicago, for one, they have the most, I think, gunshot wound deaths in the country. and they have the strictest gun laws in the country. So, what does that tell you? It tells me that the only person that gets hurt when you make these laws is the law abiding citizens, because the criminals that don't care anyway aren't going by the laws anyway. But Ian, can you please tell me your stance on it? If you said I missed it, and I apologize. You asked me, and I would love to hear your stance on it. Forgot I got to get a banner rolling. Man, I am stopped up today for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, Carol, if the Chihuahua don't eat them up, the 22 will, right? Well, Jesse, in America, in the United States, if someone enters your home, if they are past the threshold of your door, and they are there to do harm, which usually if someone kicks your door in, that's what they're there for. As long as they're within the threshold of your door, you are allowed to protect your family and property. Pitbull says if there were no guns, you wouldn't need a gun to protect yourself. It's an ever increasing vicious circle promoted by the gun lobby, out of control now. Well, the one thing about that is this country was founded on you have the right to bear arms. So ever since this country was formed in 1776, we had that right. We've always had that right. They'll never be able to take that right away from us. There's too many pro-gun people in the United States, and it's like this. Pitbull Cassius made a very good statement. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. So if someone breaks in your house, let's say the guns were just non-existent. There wasn't a such thing as a firearm. And you're laying in your house and someone kicks your door in and they got a knife. And let's just say they are much stronger than you, and they go to your kid's room first and they have a knife. If you have a firearm, Pitbull, you have the right to protect your kids. If he's going in your kid's room with a knife and you have no way to protect yourself, no gun, and you got to understand, Pitbull, my stance on this is I was raised in the United States. So I was raised on the Constitution, the right to bear arms. Ron, that was in the Wild West. You shouldn't need them in civilized society. Well, just I'll put it like this with you, Pitbull. We agree to disagree, and you're welcome to have that opinion. We agree to disagree. I don't feel that way, and you obviously feel another way, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, I see with an open mind your side of it, but you got to understand if you're raised in a country where, for instance, what you're talking about, you were raised in an environment where guns weren't pro-gun all the time. Like your whole life, you don't hear about guns, you see guns. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand if it was the opposite, you understand what I'm saying? I'm seeing it from your point of view because you were raised in that environment. And if you ever notice in the United States when they have a school shooting or something like that, the gunman always goes to a gun-free zone. They never go to a firing range or a police department, something like that, to shoot the place up because they want easy targets where they're not going to be met with somebody that can stop you. Sally Lovejoy says, U.S. sees guns as defense, UK sees them as offense. And Kelly just says she's been attacked and wish she had had a gun. Uh, Infinite Beauty says, "Okay, Pitbull, how about I come with 3 grown men and break into your house, and I have the upper hand now because I have a gun and you have a butter knife. Who's winning this fight?" Like I said, Pitbull, we can debate about it, but I just think we're going to agree to disagree, and I hope you don't leave the channel. I've seen you here, and we enjoy having you here, so I hope you don't leave over it. Uh, well, I don't know, Pitbull. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there is an answer, but the thing about it is, they will never take the guns from the citizens. That's my daughter's texting me, asking if I'm going to pick her up and what time we're at. So anyway, Pitbull, I hope you don't leave because we just have a disagreement of opinions. I mean, I'm fine with that if you are. So let me ask you guys this, because I'm not familiar with it. This is an honest question, and I'm going to have to take something to get stopped up. And Pitbull, are you not allowed to even own a gun in the UK? And that's a serious to God question. I don't know. Because your all's police officers don't even carry guns, do they? You need a license. So you can have one, you just need a license. Hello. Thank you, Brianna. That is very kind of you. Moxley Familia Love Bombing. Oh, look at the hearts around that face. Abby says we can't have guns here in the UK. And see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of it is about the environment you're raised in. If you're raised in an environment that's pro gun, you're probably going to be pro gun. If you're raised in an environment where guns are never even you know shown to you, you're educated about them, anything like that, I can see what you're talking about. Some police officers do carry in the UK. Hmm. Well, I'm glad we're talking about this today because I had no law or no idea about the difference in the laws like that. Well, I see. See that and that blows my mind. It really does because I never knew that in the UK you were not allowed to carry a gun. So no handguns at all, did right? But what about this? Do the criminals over there have guns? I mean, because criminals don't care about the laws. Uh, well, Bobby 37, that might be right, but you have to go along with the times. It doesn't say you have the right to bear a muzzle loader. It says you have the right to bear arms, and arms have changed. Arms are different now. They can't get a hold of them. They can't order them off the dark web, Stephanie. And listen, guys, when I ask you questions, I've never been a smartass. I'm always asking legitimately because if I ask you, I don't know. Now, if I'm joking, I'll tell you I'm joking, but I'm serious here. No handgun whatsoever. So, yes, and a severe sentence if caught. So, see, criminals can get them there, and that's what scares me is a criminal. See, criminals don't obey the law. That's what hurts people. The law-abiding citizen is they are abiding by the law. The law, that sounded really southern, didn't it? And I don't know. That just scares me. CS says only Indiana residents or residents of neighboring state who are at least 18 years old can buy long guns. To buy a handgun, you must be at least 20 years old and a resident of Indiana. In Kentucky, you have to be 21 to legally buy a handgun. In Kentucky, at 18, you can buy a long gun. In Kentucky, at 18, someone can give you a handgun as a present, for instance, Christmas present, birthday present, and you can legally have it if it's given to you as a present at 18. You just cannot buy it. Yeah, the laws are very different, I guess. And then I did not realize that. So, okay, guys, if you do a super chat sticker, I can't see it because I'm in the StreamYard app. So please forgive me if you sent a sticker. I'll see if I can post it up. Yeah, let me see if I can copy it and then bring it over. Because let me see if I can paste this. I doubt it. No, it won't let me paste it. So, Dari, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Sorry, it doesn't show up for when I'm in StreamYards. It does not show up the stickers, and I can't put them on the screen. So please forgive me, and then thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jacko57. Thank you very much. That's very nice. She says Merry Christmas and gives £10. That is very, very nice of you. Thank you. And thank you, Dari. I really mean that. And thank you guys, my mods. They send me messages to let me know that I can't see them. They know I can't see the stickers. And I've actually sent, you know how you can send like feedback on apps. I have sent StreamYard, a shit. I can't even think of a damn word today. A recommendation like that, you know, you need to be able to see these stickers, and I haven't heard back from them yet. I've also sent a letter to the owner of the company, the vice president of the company, and one of the supervisors on the floor with no answer. The powers that be took the guns off the Chinese. They took the guns off the Russians. They couldn't fight back against tyranny. That's exactly, see, that's why our Constitution is like that. Our police force and stuff like that, they are sworn to uphold the Constitution. The military is sworn to uphold the Constitution. And in the Constitution, it talks about tyranny against the people. Even if the government, you are supposed to take a stand. I think Thomas Jefferson made some really good quotes about it when the founding fathers drew up the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And there's a few things in there that, you know, one of them said, you know, you should recycle the government every 20 years, get rid of everybody and start over. And I mean, that'd be a good thing right now because we have people in there that's been in there. We have a senator in our state that's been in there 30 years, and he really needs to go. Mitch McConnell. I don't know if anybody close to Kentucky knows that name. They probably do because he was the majority House leader when the Republicans had control of the House or the Congress, the Senate, whichever one it was. He was the House Speaker, the majority House Speaker. And guys, thank you for the super chat. You guys know I don't come on here and ever ask for money or beg for money, and that's what people say in my comments, and it's just not true. So I really hope I show sincerity when I tell you guys thank you, because it really does mean a lot. It does. And to let you guys know, I wanted to tell you guys this yesterday, but I wanted to make sure about it. Wish me luck and pray for me because I have an interview at a company, and it's about 42 minutes away from my house. And it would be a job that's a dream job. You can make a career out of it. I've already took some tests there, and I have an interview January 10th. So wish me luck on that. Brianna says, "Bitch McConnell." They every time they have somebody run against them, he ends up winning, and their campaign is always ditch Mitch, ditch him with the D like David, ditch Mitch. Give me a second, guys. I gotta take some kind of medicine to get my nose unstopped. I can't handle this. I'll be right back. I can't even breathe. This will probably put me to sleep, but at least it'll unstop me. I guess I'm gonna have to go get my daughter, pick her up, and then I'll be back on later. But I don't have to leave right now. I need to be like AD. Sound like I'm renovating the kitchen when I go make a cup of tea. All right, I took a couple of NyQuil pills. Sorry, I about missed that. Sorry, guys. Got back just in time. Fingal UK says English and pro gun, and thank you for the super chat. Seems like I'm already opening up. That was quick. I know that ain't the case, but let's see. I read that book and watched the documentary. So sad. At Daniel Wiltshire. Thank you, Vicky. My number one dick. That means a lot. She said, "Good luck on my job." Yeah, it would mean a big difference in my life. It really would. It would be unbelievable. I could do so much more to help people. And here comes my son. They went and got some groceries. So it might be loud for a minute or two. So just bear with me. And Jody LB, I am reading your messages, and I will reply back to you as shortly as I can. Anon gal says day drinking is fun. I haven't drank in a long time, and not that I think there's anything wrong with it at all. Don't get me wrong. Jesse, is that the woman from Texas that you posted right there? Chat's going really fast, guys. So I'm trying to keep up. Well, there's nothing wrong with it, Anon gal. They're really the reason I don't drink anymore is because it takes you so long to get over a hangover. Yeah, well, if I do that, Pitbull, it's not that I don't trust you guys. I just know that there's lurkers in here, and AD already sent a cease and desist letter to my employer, and I just kind of know better than to put my information out there now. So please don't be offended. It's nothing against you. It's just that I can't, because of the lurkers, they might. And I didn't see Jesse's comment. Oh, oxygen leak. Okay. Is that what it was called, Carol? The Luby's Cafeteria Murder Spree? Um, can you get the link for that, Jesse, so people can watch that? That's a really good. Shit. Fuck. It is important to enjoy your job. Taught oh taught physics, chem, and biology for 11 years. 7 years in special needs. I retired at 52 and a half years ago, and it broke my heart. I have crumbling discs in my spine. Oh my God, it's terrible. Uh, Ron, I'm assuming that's the case you're talking about. Is it the one, Carol, in Texas, where the lady goes in front of the legislators and tells her story about how the shootout? If she had had a gun, that wouldn't have happened. Is that the one you're talking about? Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry about this. It's hard to do when your daughter's messaging you about getting picked up. I have to figure out a way to get her here. It's the weekend. Oh, you haven't missed anything, Bubbles. We've just been chit chatting. We've been talking about gun laws and pro gun and anti gun and things like that. The differences in the laws in the country and things like that. So, just FYI, 86 people watching and 39 thumbs ups. Hit that like button, guys. Pow! Just playing with you. Liz Graham says, I love this channel. I really do. Well, thank you. We love having you. It is a very passionate topic. Jody LV, I'm 67. Everyone I knew and grew up with in the South had guns, and we didn't have the shooting problems we have today. My boyfriend in high school brought a rifle and a six pack as a prompt for senior play. Uh, Ron, baby, always hit it. Okay, sounds good. No, I'm just a little stopped up. I don't feel bad. My nose is just stopped up. I went and took some medicine a few minutes ago, so hopefully it'll clear me up a little bit. But I don't feel bad at all. 984 is back. Yeah, it's good to have a good, healthy debate. It really is. It opens your mind up to other people's ideas and things like that. Um, Braun, I'm covered in Vicks my night off work and can't go clubbing, so here with you. Where are you clubbing at, Emma? And just curious, how old are you? Because I remember the clubbing days. Yeah, I'm really stopped up, and I don't know why. I don't feel bad at all. Amanda Rios is something. Where she had to correct it. The chat is going really fast. Um, Love the Scouse accent. Eric, you please, Boris is in charge. I'm not sure. I'm not in the UK, so I don't really know anything about. The only thing I know about it is hearing you guys talk about it. Clubbing. If you do Patreon, they take a percentage. If the best way to support the channel is through PayPal. Just to be honest with you guys, if you're thinking about doing that, PayPal is the best. They only take 1%. The Super Chat takes 30, and Patreon takes I think 20 or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on that, but PayPal only takes 1% of anything you donate. Just FYI. And I'm not asking for money, guys. I'm not. Please, somebody asked a question, and I was trying to answer it. Hello, Laura F. How are you tonight? Um, Cassius says I'm PP from. Yeah, I can't believe I just said that. I'm not. Uh-oh, I probably have to delete this video. Uh, Jacko says she's going to change her name to Comfortably Numb. Well, if you change it, you can't change it back for I think 90 days. I'm good. You sound ill. Now, I'm just stopped up, Laura. I've been talking about it. Uh, I don't feel bad at all. Not at all. My nose is just, my head stopped up. I took some medicine there about 5 or 10 minutes ago. So, can you just edit that part out? Yeah, I probably can. I'm trying. I've been learning a lot about editing and stuff on the YouTube Studio. So I do actually do a lot of work with YouTube. Even though I'll be on for a certain amount of time, I'm a lot of times watching videos, learning how to edit, learning how to share the screen, which I can obviously do now. And I just want the channel to be a better channel. You know, some people make the comment that I just want money, and that I used to be humble, but I'm not anymore. And they say comments like that, and I'm human. Those comments bother me a little bit, but mostly not. I'll be honest with you guys, because you guys help me and tell me not to worry about it. So I'm not. Can you bring me some Vicks, Emma? I don't have any. I have to go out here shortly to get my daughter, so I could probably. But I tell you what, my mom, uh, there was no other medicine but Vicks. That's all she ever used. Uh, thank you, Cassius. I really appreciate that. I have a hard time believing people say that and think that. Uh, where's my backdrop? My backdrop is actually in my garage. I'm still in a box, and I'll tell you the reason why it's not up yet. I'm in the kitchen, right? So if I put my backdrop up here, it's going to be in my kitchen. I'm going to have a green screen in my kitchen, and we don't eat in here a lot, but sometimes we do. And I've pretty much got my whole setup on the kitchen table. So I need to either get heating and air put into my garage because in the winter it's cold, in the summer it burns up. If I put it in the garage, it would be perfect because I could have my green screen up out there and nobody would ever notice it. And I also have to learn how to use the green screen. There's a lot of videos on it that show and talk about how easy it is, but I don't know. But for number one, I work full time. I do this, and then I have kids. But I do take my money and put it towards my channel. I have a brand new camera. I have a brand new microphone. I've bought stuff for my laptop, uh, the green screen. I mean, things like that. The camera and the microphone was close to $300, believe it or not. And I bought them at Walmart, so I don't guess they're like top of the line brands. But if I did that, that's quite a bit of money. But I do spend the money trying to build the channel. I really do. Yeah, if you guys want to slow the chat down, press the Alt button on your keyboard and it will slow the chat down. I cannot slow your chat down. I've looked it up on YouTube. You have to slow your chat down the way it rolls. I can slow mine down, and you guys have to slow your own down by pressing Alt button. Listen, Mox, we love you and your channel, and your mods are cool too. This is a real channel. You don't need to justify anything to us. Liz, I appreciate that. I really do. It makes me feel better about it. And it is what it is. What about the cake? Yeah, I had to buy the cake. I had to buy the wig, the glasses. Just, I mean, everything like that is props that I use for my. Do you have a bedroom above your garage? I had vent put him. Hey, Kelly, that's a good idea. Yeah, there is a bedroom right above the garage, my son's bedroom, and it would have the duct work. I would just have to run it out of that. That's a good idea. But now that's going to take some time to do that. But I could do it. I could do it myself. I've done it. He worked in heating air before. Jesse says I'm smashing my alt button, but it's not working. Good afternoon, Ashley. How are you today? Hope your day's going well. I am going to have to get off here in a few, though. I have a couple errands I need to run. I have to pick my daughter up, and I will be back on tonight. So I'll probably go in about an hour. I just wanted to come on. I will be on early tomorrow and early Saturday because I'm off. And hello, Lisa. How are you tonight? Uh, but just out of curiosity, Pitbull or whoever said that about the green screen, were you serious about that and asking me where it was? Like I hadn't got it. I'm just curious. I just want to know. Hello, Scott Saucy. How are you tonight? Thank you, Sandy Blue. I really appreciate that. It's the job of a lifetime, really, around this area. Yeah, it's about 42 minutes from my house, so I'll have to drive a little bit farther than I do now, but only about 12 minutes farther. I'll have different hours on this job. That I work now 9:15 to 5:45. If I take this job, I will be on 6 a.m. till 2:45 p.m. So I will be coming on earlier on that shift because I will be going to bed earlier. Um, so just FYI. Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure because I thought, with our difference in the gun laws and stuff, you might be upset with me. So I just wanted to make sure. I don't want to make anybody upset. Um, so I just wanted to ask. Thank you for that. And AD says, um, I don't think I'm going to talk about him anymore because I'm putting my energy into somebody that aggravates me, and that's wasting my energy. I think I'm going to focus on us and what we're going to do. My nose looks swollen today, too, doesn't it? I have a big nose anyway, so we love you. See you, Brian. Take care now, and don't worry about a thing. Oh, I love those peary eyes on the AD glasses. LOL, LOL. You're too cool for cats. I don't know about that. No, Ron, I have a thick skin quack. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that because, I mean, I really like the fact that in here we can agree to disagree, and nobody gets thrown out, nobody gets talked down to, or messages deleted. My mods do not delete messages just because their opinion is different than the majority of the rooms or anyone. If their opinion is different from them, they don't delete your comment because they don't agree with you. That's not how we roll here. We roll a little bit different. Rain Dancer 98405. That's a nice picture. I like your hair in that picture. You kind of look like Lori Morgan. You know her, the country singer. You kind of remind me of her in that picture a little bit. You aren't Lori Morgan, are you? Me and my male friend were hunting ducks. He had a 12 gauge shotgun. He looked over and I had a 50 caliber machine gun. He said, "You're crazy." I responded, "Quackers." Ah, I was reading that thinking it was serious, Infinite. Amanda has a good point. Let me go back to it and get it. She says, "Only mentioning him sometimes makes me wonder if it's worth it. But I don't know. I think he needs to be called out." I think he needs to be called out too. Liz says, "It's no big deal with AD. We know what he's about. However, we mean him no harm, but we all have his number." LOL. Uh, I think I've been sniffing the Vicks tonight. I think I need to sniff the Vicks. I think when I go out to get my daughter, that I will get me some Vicks at Walmart. I don't know if all you guys know what Walmart is, but it's like a big super center here. It's market and goods and stuff like that. Basically, you can go there on one trip and get everything you need for the house. You can buy everything from garbage bags to medicine to a pharmacy to deodorant to grocery. It just has everything. It's called a super center. So Vicks will help you, Braun. You must be coming down with a bad cold. I don't know. It could be something to do. We've had a lot of rain and stuff here lately, and I think I have an allergy to mold. And a lot of times when it rains, the mold count gets really high because I don't feel bad at all. I don't have a fever. I checked. I don't feel achy, anything like that. My throat doesn't hurt. Guys, I'll tell you this story. I had my tonsils out. It's 3 years ago now. Uh, I had him out at 40 years old, and that's a dangerous surgery at my age to have your tonsils out. But my tonsils were so big when they was even when they wasn't infected, they would touch like this. They're called kissing tonsils. It's an actual thing you can have. Uh, so I was not a, I was actually stopping breathing in my sleep because my tonsils were so close together. When I breathed in, they pulled my tonsils into my throat and was blocking my airway, and I could literally have died in my sleep. And my doctor had been on to me for 20 years to get my tonsils out. I don't know why I didn't have it done as a child, but I didn't. But I used to get like strep throat 3, 4, 5, 6 times a year. Every year, I was always on some kind of antibiotic for strep throat. God's honest truth. And anyway, when I had my tonsils out, all this went away. I still snore a little bit, but not as bad as I used to. Pitbull says, "Can you film around Walmart, Ron? It's called ASDA over here." Yeah, I can film around Walmart when I go if you want me to. I'll just walk around with my camera and act like I'm looking at a text message and I'll film. But when I had my tonsils out, it actually, I haven't had a strep throat since, not one time. And like I said, I used to get 5, 6 times a year. It was like every 2 months I had a strep throat. Had yours was, and you know, Kelly, at that age, having your tonsils out is like a routine surgery. If you have them out at my age, it is. And what happened to me was even worse. After I had my tonsils out, I was off work for 2 weeks. Ron, if you need a nurse, okay, I'll call you. It's me. Would you take care of me? Because that'd be really nice of you. You guys know I'm playing. I don't really hit on the women here in the room like some people say. That's not true. There's been things said in comments that I've said to you guys that is so far from the truth that it can be checked. There's video proof. I mean, that's what I don't understand, how people can say they didn't say something and then they can say that I did say something. But anyways, my story is I was off work for 2 weeks. I went back on a Monday. I felt fine that day. Nothing was wrong whatsoever. The second day, I got so dizzy that I had to grab my coworker to keep from falling. And on Wednesday, I was even worse. So my boss told me I had vacation days. He said, "Go ahead and take the rest of this week off and heal up, and come back on Monday." And I said, "Okay, I'll do that." Well, come Friday, I was having a hard time breathing. I mean, it was like I was gasping for air. Couldn't smoke, couldn't do anything. And anyway, I was married at the time, and I came out of the shower and I collapsed in the floor, butt naked. And my wife at the time, I told her to call 911, and she was like, "Are you serious?" "No, I'm not serious. I'm just laying in the floor, butt ass naked, can't breathe. I'm joking. This is a joke. I'm doing a parody." But anyway, she calls 911, and they come pick me up. And this was over the 4th of July holiday. I remember it because we have a hospital here in my town, and it's not a bad hospital, but one town away there's a major hospital, and they can take care of everything. So the ambulance driver, he told me, he said, "I'm going to be honest with you." He said, "I think you have a blood clot in your lung." And he said, "It's 4th of July weekend. The hospital in this town is not really going to be staffed for probably what you have." So I said, "Okay." I went along with it. And they took me one town away to the University of Kentucky Hospital, which is a big time hospital here. And I go in there, and my oxygen level is like 83. So something's wrong. And the nurses come in and keep checking on me. They're giving me breathing treatments, things like that. And so I'd been there for like 8 hours, and they had a shift change. So this was a new nurse that came in. They was getting ready to discharge me to the street. They gave me a real strong antibiotic and told me to go home and rest. This new nurse comes on, and she was like, "I have to check your vitals one last time before we discharge you." So I said, "Okay." And she checks my vitals, and she said, "I am not discharging you." And I didn't know what was going on because, I don't know. So I asked her, I said, wow, what's going on? And she said, just a second. So she goes out of the room, and I see her talking to the nurses and stuff that had been treating me that day that was getting ready to go home. And the doctor was with the new doctor for the new shift, and they all come in. And the new doctor was a lady. She was a woman. And she said, well, it looks like you're going to be staying with us a few days because the nurse had went out there and told him, she said, his oxygen level is 83. She said, Liz, no, they don't. And she said, if I discharge him into the street, he could die, and I would lose my nurse's license for discharging a man with an oxygen level that low. So, long story short, they rolled me. They took me upstairs to a room, and as I'm going through, I noticed it said intensive care unit. And I asked them, I said, well, why am I going into the intensive care unit? And they said, well, you're in critical condition. You might not survive, so you're going to be in intensive care. So they took me into a room that was like a glass room, and I was getting breathing treatments like every 15 minutes. And so I went. The moral of the story is I went from going to be discharged on the street with an antibiotic to being in intensive care in critical condition. Now, how the hell does that happen? So, anyways, I was in the hospital for 5 days. Three of them was in intensive care. I ended up having they called it a name, but it was a pneumonia, but they gave it a name. They said it was a special strain or something like that. And anyways, they come in where I was in intensive care, and they said, we have to do this. So they pulled my pants down. I mean, I was seriously, they had my pants, underwear, and everything down. And I hate when they do that to me. And when you're at the doctor, and they took what looked like a Q-tip, and it looked like it was about that long, and I was thinking, oh God, they're going to stick that up my ass. And I was nervous as hell. But she said, we have to do this to everybody in intensive care. It keeps from spreading any kind of germs that you might have. So they took that Q-tip that was about that long, and they dipped it down into iodine, and they shoved it up in my nose so far you would not believe, and it hurt like living hell. Then they done the other side, and the reason they pulled my pants down was they dipped that another one in iodine, and they rubbed, like where your skin meets I guess like your pubic area. They rubbed iodine in on both sides of that. Uh, So I don't know. Yeah, Stephanie, they actually took like a laser and burnt mine out. You can go on YouTube and watch a tonsil surgery of somebody that's my age put in 40-year-old tonsil surgery, and they basically reach in there with what looks like a pair of tongs, and they pull your tonsil to stretch it out to make sure they get every bit of it, and they just take that freaking laser, and you can see it burning because it's smoking. And the person is out, of course, they're under anesthesia, but you can actually see the person's skin like jerking back away from the heat. It's like it's a natural instinct or whatever. So, anyways, to make a long story short, yeah, I guess I didn't make it short. I was in the hospital for 5 days and ICU for three, and they went from going to be discharged on the street with a strong antibiotic to being in intensive care unit in critical condition now. Yeah. And now listen to this. I was married at the time, and I had been in the hospital since three, and they put me in intensive care. And she says, "Well, I'm going to head out. I've got to go see my brother before he goes to rehab." And I was thinking, "What? Really? You're going to leave me? Your husband's in intensive care?" Now, this is what I've been through. This is the kind of relationships I've had, and one of the reasons I'm single. Um, because I'm not saying I've had the worst life ever, but I don't think I see other couples, and I've never had what they've had. Couples that are really happy, and the woman of the house is actually happy to do something for them. But anyways, yeah, she left as soon as they put me in intensive care. She was like, "Well, I need to go home and get some sleep. I got to get up early and go see my brother." So anyway, she comes back the next day around 3 or 4 because she had been with her brother all day. Now her husband's in the hospital in intensive care in critical condition, and she's not there. And then she comes back and she stays a few hours and says she needs to go home and get some sleep. Well, anyway, I figured it up. Out of the whole 5 days that I was in there, I think she stayed a total of 24 hours with me. And that really changed a lot of things in our relationship. And it really did. And listen to this. This is another thing. And this really bothered me. At the time when all this happened, I quit smoking. They was giving me a nicotine patch in the hospital. I didn't even want a cigarette because I couldn't breathe. And I told myself, I said, with after this pneumonia, I'm never smoking again. So anyway, on the way home, I told her, I said, I'm not smoking anymore. And I didn't smoke for probably a couple, 3 months. And she vapes. Well, that doctors even said, don't be around cigarette smoke or vape or anything like that. And as we're driving home, she gets out her vape. She's getting ready to take a big puff off of it. And I said, what are you doing? She said, well, I'm going to vape. And I said, they told you not to do that around me. And she said, well, what do I have to do? Pull over and get out of the car? And I mean, this hospital literally is only like 30 minutes away from our house. And she stopped at this little store and got out and vaped like 4 or 5 puffs off of it. And then got back in the car and drove me home. And it was the 4th of July, the day I got out of the hospital. Uh, I said the 4th of July weekend. Actually, it was the weekend of the 4th of July, but the 4th of July wasn't until like that Thursday or Friday. So we considered it 4th of July weekend. And it was the day was actually the 4th of July when I got out of the hospital. And I had just gotten out of the hospital. And they told me, they said, you need rest, you need quiet, you need peace and quiet, just, have rest. And she said, well, I'm going to bring my 2 nephews and the niece over. And these are young kids. They're like between the ages of 5 and 1. And so they're rowdy as hell, which I have nothing against rowdy kids. Please don't get me wrong about that. And I said, well, can you please just wait till another night because I'm not really feeling well? And she says, well, I promised them. So I have to keep my promise to him. And I was like, well, your husband is really sick. And anyway, she brought him over, and I didn't get hardly any rest at all. And that's just one of my stories. I'm not trying to get y'all to feel like a pity party for me or anything, but that's just a story of some. One of the reasons I'm single, just to be honest with you guys. And it would take someone really special to change that because the way that stuff's went for me, it's not been like a normal life. And like I said, please don't think I want you to have a pity party. I'm not. I like sharing stories of my life with you guys. Be honest with me. Do you guys enjoy when I tell stories like that? Just yes or no. Uh, if you don't, I'll stop telling them and we'll go to something else. But I like telling you little stories, and like the Glenn Rogers story I told you when Glenn Rogers took me to get my first paycheck. I thought that was crazy. Guys, got to go. Thumbs up to all of you, with or without guns. Interesting chat. Later, Daniel. I will be on later, probably around 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And guys, I do have to go. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. I have a couple of errands I need to run, so I'm going to run. I love all you guys. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the PayPal. If anybody done that, I haven't checked yet. I love you guys with all my heart, and I will see you in a few hours. I will. Since some of you are not getting a notification, check my Facebook page. I'm going to post it there about a half an hour before I go live. So that way you'll have a notification. Just watch the Facebook page. Uh, but guys, have a good evening, night, morning, wherever you're at. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye bye.